Losing body fat and keeping it off almost entirely depends on your daily habits. It's bad habits that get you into this mess in the first place, where you got 20, 30 pounds of stubborn fat to lose, or maybe even more, and it's good habits that are gonna get you out of this mess. And it's not gonna happen overnight, but if you can quit the 5 bad habits I'm gonna share with you in this video, I promise you, you will be on your way to reaching 12 to 15% body fat. And I can also promise you that if you don't proactively work on this, you'll stay exactly where you are now, and it just gets worse over time. So take what I'm about to tell you very seriously, put in the work, and you will see results. So the first habit that you need to get rid of to get lean is what I call topping up your meals. And this habit tends to fly under the radar. A bite of chocolate, a cookie, a protein bar after a meal, it's not a really big deal, but over time you develop this association for needing something sweet after every meal, and it has nothing to do with real hunger. Your body starts expecting that sweet fix. People often have a 600 calorie or 700 calorie meal and then add that extra 200-300 calorie sweet treat, and if you do that twice a day, that's your entire calorie deficit just gone. So if you recognize yourself doing this, if you have the habit, you have to address it, and it won't be easy. The cravings will hit you pretty hard once you stop having your treats, but the best way to get rid of those cravings is to starve them, and it usually takes several weeks to break the chain. If you have a moment of weakness and you give in and you reignite the habit, you reset the clock, and it's gonna take even longer. So you must not fall into the same trap. Accept that the urge is there once you get the craving, hit the like button on my videos, grab a glass of water or coffee or tea if you have to, and let it pass. You have to do a clean break and regain control of your eating behavior if you want to get lean. Now, the second habit that's holding a lot of people back from getting lean is having drinking nights. And let me be clear, 1 or 2 drinks socially once a week is totally fine. It's not gonna hold you back when it comes to losing body fat or building muscle. But when you're having 2 to 3 nights per week with 4 to 5 drinks, or one big night with 8 or 9 drinks, you're gonna pay a big price for that. Poor food decisions, extra calories from alcohol, lowering your testosterone, which already might be lower if you're at a high body fat percentage, also reducing your motivation to work out, get your steps for the next few days. On top of that, you ruin your sleep quality. And it can take up to 3 days to fully recover from one of those big nights of drinking, and there's only 7 days in a week. That's more than 40% of the week gone and spent in a mentally and physically suboptimal state. My honest advice is that if you're serious about making progress, eliminate alcohol completely for at least the first 90 days. Long term, when you're lean and healthy, you can have a drink or 2 socially, but you have to be in control. If you're the type of person who can't stop at 1 or 2 drinks and it usually gets out of hand, I honestly recommend completely removing alcohol from your life. That's what I've done personally 15 years ago, and it's still one of the best decisions that I've ever made. Now, the third habit that you want to get rid of if you want to get lean is what I like to call weekend reversals. Let me give you an example. Joe maintains his body weight if he eats 2,500 calories per day. So he decides to eat 2,000 calories per day to lose a pound a week, and he's pretty good with that Monday to Thursday. He's actually making solid progress. But then if you look at his weekends, Friday to Sunday, he's eating about 3,300 calories. And what do you think is happening to his weight? Well, Joe, whose goal is to lose body fat, is slowly gaining weight over time. That's despite dieting most of the week. The weekends end up reversing all the progress he makes during the weekdays and adding even more body fat. And so many people are in the same situation. They underestimate how easy it is to cancel out a calorie deficit. And I get it. Weekends are a time to relax. You want to go out, you want to get some food, you want to take a break from the usual routine. But if you let the weekends turn into a free-for-all, you're going to be spinning your wheels for a very long time. Anyone who's tracked calories knows this. It's not very hard to eat 3,000 calories in a day. So for most people, instead of relaxing with your food choices, weekends should be the time where you're paying even more attention to your diet. Most people don't even need to track their nutrition on the weekdays. It's pretty repetitive. You have a good system, you're going to be rotating pretty similar meals. But it's times where you have a lot of variety, like the weekend where you need to plan ahead, check the menus of the restaurants, check the calories, and you can't just wing it. My best advice here is to use your food tracking app as a food planner. Essentially, you log what you're planning to eat before you eat it, so you can see whether it fits your daily calories, are you getting enough protein before you eat the food. So you get to adjust your decisions and see what works before the damage is done. Now, the fourth habit, and one that a lot of people avoid talking about, and it's one of the most common ways to sabotage your progress, and that is emotion-driven eating. Had a tough day? Well, let's order pizza for dinner and have some dessert with it. Lots of back-to-back meetings and stress at work? Let's grab some snacks between the meetings to relieve some of that pressure. This is one of the easiest ways to destroy your progress. And the worst thing about it is you're essentially multiplying the number of problems you have to deal with. You have the original problem of stress, which can't really be solved with extra calories, and now you overeat, so you have that new problem. And one of the keys to getting lean and staying lean that I've seen over the years is learning how to manage your emotional state without relying on food. Having that high level of self-awareness to be able to recognize what is real hunger and what is emotional hunger. And there are way more effective ways at managing stress than food, such as taking walks, journaling, meditating, calling a friend, or even just getting a nap or a little bit more sleep. When it comes to managing emotions, food is not the right tool for the job. Now, the fifth habit you need to quit to get lean is more of a mental one, and that is to quit being so all or nothing about your fitness. And here's how it usually goes. Miss a workout? Let's write off the whole week. Had a cookie? Might as well eat the whole box. Had a blowout on Friday? May as well continue eating junk food the entire weekend and then restart on Monday. One mistake snowballs into a cascade of bad decisions. And this vicious cycle of all or nothing perfectionist thinking is holding back 90% of people from being consistent and seeing results. And here's the honest truth. To get results, you don't have to be anywhere near perfect. You just have to be consistent with good enough and keep improving over time. If you overate one meal, adjust the next one. If you can't finish an entire workout, do half of it. If you missed the gym day, go for a walk. There's no secret plan or routine that can bypass all these suboptimal days. Everybody has them. They're part of the journey, and it's usually stuff that's outside of our control, and it doesn't matter in the long run. Ditch this idea that if you're gonna do this, it's gonna be done right or it's not gonna be done at all. Do it anyway. Messy success is better than perfect failure. The only way to fail in this journey is to get in your own head and quit because you expect everything to be perfect. If you can conquer your all or nothing mindset and focus on consistency, there's nothing out there that can hold you back from reaching your goals. All transformations start from inside out. If you fix the mindset, from my experience, everything else gets 10 times easier. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. Also, if you're interested in coaching and work with me on your fitness journey, details for coaching are in the description below. So check those out, and I'm gonna see you in my next video.